Welcome back to the Coding Fanatic YouTube channel. I'm your host Richard, and I'm an Android developer with a focus on growing efficiently using the key skills of software development and applying them to Android development. My goal here on Coding Fanatic is to do just that and then teach new developers like you to do the same. If that sounds like information that you're interested in, then hit subscribe. For those of you that are new to the channel, I'll catch you up. I am currently learning about Kotlin because I want to transition into that programming language for Android development. So the last few weeks I've been doing a little research and coming up with a learning plan so that I can get a good grasp of the language and understand how it's used so that I can really solidify the information that I'm learning. The last week I've spent some time looking at that version Kotlin version 1.4.0, which is the latest version, as well as the Kotlin roadmap so that I can understand what the latest changes are and what changes are coming down the pipeline so I can get a feel for, what's the point of Kotlin? Why should I be using it? I found this information on the Kotlin website, as well as the website for the roadmap, and both of those links are in the description below. So the first thing that stood out to me was I didn't realize that Kotlin was used in both the Google Home app as well as Duolingo. These are both apps that I use somewhat regularly, but I was unaware that they were built using Kotlin. So most people already know that it is a very popular language for Android development, but I didn't realize that it was in everyday apps that a lot of us use. In addition to that, I also found that the latest version came out in August, so it's not new, but hey, it's new to me. That being said, one of the other things that I found on the website was that they released a series of performance issues, fixes for performance issues in the latest update. A lot of them had to do with making sure that Kotlin would be more stable and fix any issues that were related to any memory leaks or the IDE crashing as people were using it. So it sounds like they're on top of things in terms of making sure that it works correctly so that people can continue to build apps with it. With Java, I never really had to worry about that because there were so few, there weren't many big changes to Java. So like if you have Java 8 and the Java SDK, then that was pretty much it, and then you build your Android apps using that. But it's good to see that Kotlin, I guess because it's a newer language, that they're still establishing certain things, so they have to consistently keep up with the user base and make sure that any of the issues people find are getting fixed in a good manner. Something else that really stood out to me was, you know how when you open your projects, it takes a second for all the code to get highlighted, like the class name, the variables, and semicolons and all that stuff. Everything gets color coded based on whatever your IDE settings are. Well, one of the latest changes in 1.4.0 was to make it faster so that when you open your project, it highlights the code a little bit quicker so that you can it becomes more readable that much faster. Some people might not really notice something like this, but they have like 2 GIFs on their website where they show like the before the 1.40 update and then after, and it's a lot faster. I mean, it's almost like you're opening a pre-color coded file. So I mean, I don't know, I think it's cool. To me, that's a pretty big improvement. I never thought of something like that, like the speed that your code is highlighted. That's something that never came to mind. I always figure that, hey, you open a project, you just have to wait for everything to get highlighted appropriately. But until now, I never considered like how useful that is. So good for you, Kotlin. One of the last things that I have on my list here, just big changes that stood out to me, was they made some changes to the compiler to make it faster, and this way your code and your projects compile that much quicker. So the majority of these changes seem to be related to things that speed up your workflow when you're working with Kotlin and the Kotlin IDE. So I mean that's pretty cool. The last tool, the last update thing that stood out was the coroutine debugger. So coroutines are used for asynchronous programming, where you have usually when you have services and things like that within your apps. Debugging them can be challenging because you have to track changes in different routines that are running concurrently. The coroutine debugger now, this new tool, allows for an easier time with finding any issues in that area. So if you're someone who has experience with asynchronous programming and you write coroutines, then this new version of Kotlin now comes with a debugger that's ideal for expediting this process. So after I reviewed the updates with Kotlin 1.4.0, I took a look at the Kotlin roadmap to see what changes were coming down the pipeline the next few months. And the next update and next major update is set for January of next year, and they should be completed with this version in March. They're projected to be finished in March of next year. So there's going to be the next update in January, then 2 months later they should be finished with this version. But I didn't take too much time to read the entire thing. I just kind of skimmed through it and took some light notes. There seemed to be a lot of consistency among the changes that were coming, but overall what I got from it was the top priorities of the Kotlin team are optimizing Kotlin in order to make it more efficient, so that you work in your projects faster and more efficiently. Now, the funny thing about Kotlin is that it's supposed to be a tool for a more efficient tool for Android development than Java, right? That's the whole point of Kotlin. People say, oh, it's less code, it's more readable, it's faster, it compiles faster, and there are more tools that are geared towards Android development, right? Now they're making it even more efficient than it already is. So you're taking a tool made for efficiency and you're making that tool more efficient. And that lines up perfectly with what we do here at codingfanatic. We're all about efficiency. When it comes to growing, we do it efficiently. We work with other people, we do it efficiently. When we're sticking to our projects and learning new skills, everything, we do it all efficiently. So all that being said, I'm confident that I'm looking forward to using Kotlin, and I feel like it's going to be a good tool for my toolbox moving forward. So the only thing I wish now is that I had some experience writing code with it. Oh wait, I do. The Kotlin Play website lets you mess around with some Kotlin code and make some changes to it. It has a compiler. It lets you just add code in and then run it and test it for any issues or errors or anything like that. Now I don't know any Kotlin whatsoever, so I sat down with it for about 2 minutes and messed around. I tried to create a new class or a new function. I was trying to create a new function and then invoke that function in the main function of the app, but that didn't work too well. So I tried making it a class and invoking it that way, and that didn't work either. So as you can see from this screenshot, I have no idea what I'm doing yet, but I'm willing to stick with it because it's a great tool for Android development. That's what my research tells me thus far. It's efficient, it's easier to read. I just have to actually learn what I'm doing. It's kind of like I feel like Chris Tucker in Rush Hour 2 for the 90s babies here. The part where him and Jackie Chan they pull up on the two young ladies next to them in a car, and he takes out his Chinese to English dictionary and he's trying to flirt with them, and he doesn't know what he's doing or what he's saying. And that's how I feel right now. But anywho, that's I wish you could just put that clip in here, but copyright. What can you do? Anywho, that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. This is your host again, Richard, signing out. Don't forget to head over to the Coding Fanatic website and join the mailing list so you see updates when I make these new videos before anybody else sees them. Also, subscribe and turn on notifications to see when I upload each week if you're interested in content like this. So yeah, once again, your host Richard signing out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.